Willkommen, bienvenue, and welcome. I am just another Pokedad, and today we are going to show a duel. My son, Dash Gamer Boy Genius, is playing Pikarom deck, and I am playing a Lucario Lycanroc deck to see how it stands up against one of the strongest decks in the new meta. So Dash is, we rolled, I believe he's going first. We do have a couple kind of glitches here and there in the game, and I'll go over them as we get there. We're both playing with new sleeves, so we're kind of a mess with, just shuffling and stuff. But here we start. He has a good start with Zero Aura GX. I have a crummy start with Marshadow, the Let Loose Marshadow. So this is a really fun game. Pikarom, just strong in the current meta. It's got some great attacks, but its glaring weakness is that it is fighting weak. And the majority of the deck is fighting weak. I'm going to show a build where I feel like I've sort of dealt with that. But as you're going to see, and we play 2 games here, and they do... I mean, it just shows kind of the glaring trouble with the Pikarom build in the current meta. So he benches, who is that over there? Zapdos, I believe, and is just getting off a decent little start. Acrobike, which is... I don't play it in my build, but a lot of builds do play the Acrobike. It helps speed through the deck. It's a great card in general, but just not something I play in my build of a Pikarom deck. And I'll put that online as soon as I can, actually. I'll probably play some PTCGO with it and show you my build. The other thing is we've got the black Tapu Koko promo in here. It is a placeholder for a Koko Prism Star, which we do not own currently. So when that arises, you'll see him use it as a Koko Prism Star, and that's just because it's a placeholder in this game. So I get the first turn Cynthia, which feels kind of bad. Not how you want to start the game, but when you're starting Let Loose Marshadow, you're already in a bad spot, obviously. So shuffling up and hoping that I pick up 6 good cards here and can get the ball rolling. And I don't recall, I think I do. I get the Brooklet Hill, which helps, because then I'm playing Lucario, Lycanroc with the Midnight Form, and in this game, I know Lycanroc's going to be the star, almost for sure, being able to pull up. My thought is, when he plays the Pikachu and Zekrom tag team, I'm going to pull it up, hopefully have attached twice, and just get a one-shot knockout on it, is my train of thought. I mean, obviously Lucario also takes the one shot with a choice band. 120. No, he takes the one shot without the choice band, just straight up. And the thing I think I missed in this deck is I don't think I put in a Diancie Prism Star for some reason. Either I just wasn't thinking about it, or I completely just overlooked it. But I'm pretty sure in the 2 games I don't ever play it. So my thought is I probably totally spaced out putting it in the deck. So Dash gets out. Looks like Pikachu Zekrom on the bench. He's kind of setting himself up nicely for me to take a couple quick knockouts. Zero Aura, weak to fighting. He's got the switch, so he goes into Zapdos, which then he's got the Thunder Mountain out, so he can attack for free, which is an amazing little combination with Thunder Mountain when you get it. Having Zapdos be able to do its quick 80 attack for 0 energy is just awesome. So he does take the quick knockout on Marshadow, which sets me up pretty good here. Because I draw into the Riolu, and I am pretty sure I have the attachment, the Lycanroc in my hand, and a Kukui. So I'm able to take the knockout using my GX move here. So I pull up Pikarom. He's only got 2 on the bench, so I'm only doing 100, but with the Kukui, it's 120. For weakness, it's 240. And we catch it, and I flip my GX marker in just a moment. So we know I use the GX attack there for that to take that knockout. And already, boom, like turn 2 for me, and I'm down to 3 prizes. That is the cut of using tag teams. Yes, they're super good, but giving up half your prizes is a risky proposition. I wouldn't call it a not worthwhile proposition. It's just a risky proposition. So here we have a little bit of a glitch because he forgot, because he's playing that as the Prism Star. He forgot that it has to be on the bench to use its ability. So we reset that. And went back. So he didn't move up. We have a couple little mistakes like that we make and we fix for me and for him. So as we're just trying to test these decks out and see, so he sends it to the Lost Zone, attaches 2 energy from the discard pile. Super good card in Lightning decks right now. Super good. Because with the Thunder Mountain, for 2 energy, you can attack with Picarom's first attack. He's got a Tapu Koko GX on the bench, which he just uses a switch to get another energy onto it. And so what he didn't do is he didn't lay down the Koko and then move it, because he wanted to be able to use the Koko Prism Star to attach the energy to it. And since he's got free retreat because of Zero Aura, he didn't need to do that, move all the energy to attach because of the Thunder Mountain. He had an energy switch and the 1 attachment, and he was right there. And he can do the Sky High Claws for 130. If he wanted to use his GX move, it wouldn't do him any good at this point, because I've only got 2 energy, and this is a bad deck for the Koko Prism or the GX against. But other decks that really are reliant on a lot of energy, the Koko GX is a killer. That GX move being able to hit for damage for however much energy they have on the board against Malamar is a great, when they're building up their Ultra Necrozma on the bench and have 3 or 4 energy on it. Especially if you can, pull them up, if you can get a gusting effect somehow, and then hit them with the GX move for big numbers, or against Eevee Snorlax, or against Magikarp Wailord, that Tapu Koko GX move is really, really pretty good. So don't discount that, especially as a one-off in a lot of these Pikarom decks as a surprise. So he took a knockout. I have a Jirachi Prism Star out. I have Lucario on the bench. And again, with only needing 3 more prizes, I'm able to pull the Viridian Forest. Super good card as well. just discard to draw an energy. So many decks it's worthwhile in. And in a deck where you don't run a lot of energy, it's even more worthwhile. This deck, I run probably more energy than I need to. I'd actually rather maybe replace a couple energy with a couple more Viridian Forests just so that I can grab the energy when I need it, because this deck doesn't need a lot. 2 energy, 3 at the most on any one, but really you are trying to run with 1 or 2 energy only. So I didn't have a way to retreat Jirachi, so I just passed. I'm trying to set up another knockout with the Lucario and the Acerola, the Lycanroc back. So I'm getting myself set up for another knockout. And he's just trying to figure out where he's going to commit his energy to. And so now that he doesn't have Thunder Mountain, he has to attach. But the free retreat, again, totally helps him get the knockout pretty easily with the Zapdos. Unfortunately, he's in a position where I think I've got the Lucario in hand. So... and I've got the Lycanroc in hand because I Acerolled it. So I'm going to be able to take the knockout on a 0 Aura this turn. So I pull that up. And again, fighting weakness is just awful. This is just a kind of illustrating the ease at which, for 1 energy, you're able to take 3 prizes, 2 prizes against a deck like this. Where I think Lucario Lycanroc stumbles is against 1 prize decks, because you're committing your strong attack, the Lucario's first attack when he evolves for 1 is able to do 120. You're committing that to just your evolutionary step, and then you're stuck either attaching 2 more energy to be able to do 110 or figuring out a way to get him out of play. And while I do use Acerola, I'm fully expecting the new Mr. Mime to be teched pretty good to start preventing that, especially against Zoroark decks or Whale Wall decks. So he gets out the Aether Paradise, bumps the Viridian Forest, which is okay by me. He's got Jirachi. Stellar Wish is such a good look at the top 5 cards of your deck, grab a supporter, put it in your hand, shuffle the rest into your deck. It's such a good card. And with the escape board, obviously he grabs a Volkner, he's able to get the escape board in the energy, so he's able to then retreat using the escape board, even though he's asleep. So it's such a good little combination. So many decks are running it right now that it's almost a one of in every deck, because it's just so good. If you can get it out and getting your trainers off that top 5, you cannot discount how good an effect that is. Really good. There's certainly some decks that can, the Zapdos Jirachi deck, where it's just 1 prize attackers and stuff, it's really good in that sense. It's a little tough because, like here, he's not able to take a knockout, and hitting with the Zapdos, getting up to over 200 is not easy. You're committing a lot of your Electro powers for that. So I use a switch, put Jirachi up so I can use the ability. I'm going to replace the Aether Paradise with the Brooklet Hill, and so then I'm going to use Stellar Wish to look at the top 5. I don't quite recall. I'm down to 1 prize to his 4. I feel like the game's pretty well in hand. Guzma was, I think, all I really needed to be able to draw, to be able to take the game. one way or another. So, because I've got damage on the Lucario, so I've got access to. Oh no, nope! I've already used my GX this turn. But he's down to 4 prizes. So I've got, if I have an energy, I've got the Buzzwall ready. I mean, to take a knockout on either the Jirachi with a Guzma, or I don't know if I have it or not in hand, but nope, I Kukui'd instead. I think, again, because I'm running a lot more energy than I think I need to in this deck. I'm also running not quite a lot, so it does makes it a little difficult to consistently attack, which is why this falters against other decks. So obviously against a fighting weak deck, I've got the upper hand. Against non-fighting weak decks, I think I would have a little more trouble because of missing attacks. You just don't want to be missing attacks with a deck. You really need to, every turn, be able to be hitting some numbers somewhere. So he's going to Guzma up Lycanroc, which I'm not worried about because I remember I have the Guzma in hand. So really, for me, it's more about finding energy at this point. So he's going to Nest Ball for 0 aura, so he has his free retreat again. And since I'm only 1 prize away from winning, I don't oppose him now dropping 0 aura, because no matter what, if I'm able to take a prize from a Jirachi or the Zapdos, it doesn't matter if I can take 2 prizes from 0 aura. Even Pikachu at this point, if he had access to it, he's safe to play him, because if I can knock him out, I can knock him out. I could take 1 prize, I could take 2, I could take 3. It doesn't really matter at this point for him. So he may as well build up his board state to try and give himself access to, like, if he can get a couple energy out. 0 aura is not one to dismiss. He has a really nice attack as well, in that he does 160 damage. With a electro power, it's 190. With 2, it's 220. So he's able to take big knockouts. But there, I had, I think I had the Guzma in hand, so I just showed, he knew that was, and I had the energy, so we called it, and we're moving on here to game 2. I love these sleeves that I have. They are Mandy Patinkin from Princess Bride as Inigo Montoya, and they say, "Prepare to die. Hello, my name is Inigo Montoya. You killed my father. Prepare to die." He's my favorite. That character in Princess Bride is just so good. The sleeves are a little chintzy, but they're really weird kind of vinyl. But so I know they're not going to hold up well in the long run, but in a couple small games like this, I didn't mind putting them on to show them off a little bit, because I like them. So I'm starting the Buzzwall, and I've got the Rockruff on the bench. He's starting out 0 aura. He's really going hog wild to start, because I think the strategy has to be for his deck is that I think he really has to overwhelm me. Try to overwhelm me, because otherwise I'm going to pretty quickly be able to take significant knockouts. So with Pikarom, when you come up against a Buzzwole deck or something like this, I think the only way you're going to win is to move much faster than they can keep up with, and that's a hard task. So we'll have to see. He attaches and retreats, so he can move into Jirachi and Stellar Wish, which is great. A great turn one move. Acrobike. And again, the Zapdos Jirachi play with, Acrobike moving through quickly, doing the energy switch. I think he gets rid of that and keeps his other, but again, I think he wants to be moving as quick as he can with his deck to try and overwhelm me a little bit. He's got to get energy. The tough thing about Pikarom is that it takes 3 energy to get him going if you don't have the Thunder Mountain in play, and that can be a lifetime against a quick moving fighting deck. So, he's really got to protect himself. I'm not sure benching the Pikachu Zekrom is the right move in this early stage until you have energy in your discard, the Cocoa Prism Star in play, and access to Thunder Mountain, so that the turn you lay it down, you could or an energy switch. I think in this matchup you have to make sure you have access to getting an attack off with Pikarom before you even bench him, because otherwise, you're just going to be set yourself up to be Guzma'd and knocked out by, or even just lycanrocked up for the knockout. And I'm just leaving my Buzzwole active. I attached to Lucario, or to Riolu, so I really think I must have access to Guzma and Lucario in hand, and I'm just trying to set up the next turn to knock him out. That's what I think is probably looking like is going to happen here. So I am not sure, but he's now got the double Jirachi out. Double Jirachi can be good. It's a little bit of a clog in the deck too, because you then are trying to move between 2 Jirachis. So unless you're really built for that, I don't know that playing a double Jirachi line, unless you're just going to be built around switching and switching and switching by artificial means, not just retreat, because you only get that once. So you can only put the escape board, retreat into the other Jirachi once, or, in general. And I'm not sure what he's doing here, unless that's Zero Aura and not Pikarom. I can't quite make it out which that one is, but he's grabbing with the Vulcaner, the energy switch, and the energy. So maybe it is Pikarom. Fuller, possibly. It's hard to see from this angle, but so he must have Thunder Mountain in his hand, and that is maybe the reason to be playing So he's either got double energy switch or he's got Thunder Mountain. Yep, so he's got the Thunder Mountain. Takes the knockout and gets to attach 3 energy. I mean, that's super strong. Unfortunately, if I have access to Lucario this turn, he's going to get knocked out. So I probably jumped the gun there because he hadn't attached his energy yet. I think he maybe told me that who he was attaching it to, so I went forward with my play because he knew he was taking the knockout. So he was, I think he told me he was attaching it to the Zero Aura. So that's why I went through with playing out my turn. He knew I was going to take the knockout on Pikachu Zekrom. So, but still, the fact that you can get 3 energy out onto any of your Pokemon is awesome. So he's got to, if he can hit some electro powers, and take a knockout, that's great. The thing is, he doesn't want to hit into me if he can't knock me out, because Lucario's GX move is super strong if you have damage counters on you. It becomes almost untenable, because 50 damage becomes 150 being dealt back. It's 3 times the amount of damage counters on you. So, I mean, think about it. If he were to hit me for 160, he'd be getting, what is that, 480 back? So that's just, that's crazy numbers. So, so he benches the other Pikarom, which is good. Now, Pikarom's GX move is really silly. It's 3 lightning energy to deal 200 damage. If you have an additional 3 lightning energy attached, you get to deal 170 to the bench, someone on the bench. So ideally, you're going to take 2 knockouts with it, 2 GX knockouts, possibly. With a choice band, you're dealing 230 to the active. I mean, an electro power, that's 260. 2 electro power, 290. I mean, you need 3 and you're knocking out Wailord and possibly Lele on the bench, which would be crazy. That's 5 prizes in a turn. I've seen a 5 prize turn happen with Pikachu Zekrom. So it's not an impossibility that those things happen. And that's, one of the ideal situations. When you're playing Pikachu Zekrom, the biggest thing you need to do is make sure that the prize trade is in your favor, that you've taken more prizes than you're going to give up. So once you have taken the 3 prizes, if you give up a Pikachu Zekrom, it evens you out. But hopefully you've set yourself up so you're going to be ahead in the prize trade, meaning they take their 3 prizes, but you take 2 more on the next turn or another one on the next turn, and you're set up in the favorable position. That's ideal. Life is what it is, so you don't always get that as the option. Now, he's got a switch, so he's trying to decide, because I don't know that he has the knockout here, and he's hesitant to swing into me that hard. Oh, but he's got 2 electro powers, so that is the knockout. So for me, now I have nothing on my bench, but I haven't used my GX move. So if I have an attachment and a access to a lycanroc, then I've got the knockout on Pikachu Zekrom, and I think so. Here I go for the lycanroc. I don't have energy in my hand, but I have draw supporter, so is what I remember. So the goal is pull up Pikachu Zekrom and play the supporter and really hope that I hit the energy off of it for the knockout. So that's what I go for. showing the strength. Oh no, I grab a Lele. So I must have Lycanroc in my hand. So I grab Lele for a Cynthia, but I have to play the Lycanroc first. That's it. Um, so I play the Lycanroc, pull up Pikachu Zekrom, and then Lily. So let's see. I have to draw an energy off the top 6. If I do, that's game because I GX for 150 times 2. No, 200 times 2. So for well over a knockout. But I have to get the energy here. So that's the only play. I dropped a few cards. I'm making sure they're the correct way. And then we're going to reshuffle here. Sorry. Again, these sleeves are pretty sweet. I'm a huge fan of the Princess Bride. And an even bigger fan of just the actor Mandy Patinkin. I hit the energy GX, take my last 3 prizes, and that is the game. Just showing how susceptible Pikarom can be to a fighting deck. Thank you so much for watching. We'll see you around.